Be still and know, the Father instructs us to do today. I communicate in the silence that exists between your own thoughts, so remain still and listen for my voice and listen to it. This maelstrom of fears and uncertainties makes no sense, and the incessant mental chatter that it causes serves no purpose. It is only through your frenetic energy that I am able to drown out the voice of my deliverance in your life. I am here, a continual presence within you. Once more, I urge you to remain still and to take comfort in the knowledge that I am working on your behalf to fulfill your desires and to fulfill my joy. When you allow the clamor and clatter of the outer world to subside, when you allow my words to overcome your unbelief, and when you release my ability to move you from decline to promotion as if it were in a day, my calm is not a passing emotion but rather a steady, unwavering current that flows through you. The fundamental essence of your being is derived from me. Everything that you take in, including the air you breathe, the power in your limbs, and the thoughts that pass through your mind, originates from me. I am your source of sustenance, your foundation, and the wellspring from which your life flows, and today is the day that I make my goodness available to you in connection with your circumstance. In light of this, the Father adds that there is no need to look for sustenance and resolution in other places. It is not necessary to look for validation or security in ephemeral things, such as the opinions of other people or the events that emerge from the outside world. In the same way that dust particles whirl around in a sunbeam, these entities appear in one place and disappear in another. In the time that you rely on them for support, they disappear, leaving you in a state of captivity. They do not possess any genuine power. Inwardly focus your attention. Be aware of my presence. Without a doubt, it is indisputable, much like your own heartbeat, which is the consistent rhythm of life that flows through you. These moments of silence will provide you with the strength you require as well as the clarity of direction that you are looking for. Your troubles and fears, which are preventing you from seeing clearly, are not external to you. To put it another way, they are the result of your own restless thoughts. Depart from them. As soon as you let them go, they will vanish like particles of smoke. In this stillness that is directed by God, you will discover not just peace but also a revitalized sense of purpose. You will be able to hear my gentle proddings, which will direct you down your path. You will find the strength to face any challenge, the bravery to overcome any impediment, and the ability to overcome every obstacle. Sit quietly. It is I, God. You have my full support. This day, the Father instructs you to put your complete and entire faith in the anchor of hope that I have set within you throughout this time of transition. My splendor is the source of the manifest substance of that which you are pleading for in your heart, and it is a sure and solid anchor that reaches into the realm that cannot be seen. You are the target of the adversary's desire to slow you down and to burden you to the point where you are unable to put one foot in front of the other. On the other hand, I have rushed to your aid in order to bring you and that right away to a state of healing, serenity, and composure, where there was formerly just frustration and despair. In the presence of my Spirit, I am the remedy for every load and every anxiety, declares God. This region, which lies beyond the veil, is the place where rapid acceleration at the speed of God takes place. It is the place where you disengage from the erroneous authority of the material world and take hold of the eternal unseen world, from which all hope and joy originate, filling you with my peace and allowing you to be protected from every depredation that the adversary may bring upon you, regardless of what things may appear to be in the natural world. I have called you into my kingdom by this calling, and it is this calling as well. I have called you not to be a witness to what the adversary is doing, but rather to be a witness to the invisible working of my kingdom, which rules over all and puts things and relationships in your life that are out of line with my heart in all that you are concerned with right where they belong. The domain of my spirit that is responsible for putting down every lie that the adversary has to tell and bringing you into the fullness of everything that I promised through the work of the cross is this more profound reality for you. When you allow your faith to touch the work of the cross, you are able to transcend the limitations of the fallen physical condition and the carnal mind. In that instant, you rise from the experience that is bound by time into the timelessness of eternity, where I make myself known to you and effect the change and transformation that frees you from every chain and captive that the adversary has. This is a domain that exists beyond the confines of time and space, where existence itself is unchangeable, unchanging, and completely autonomous. This is the freedom that I have purchased with my own blood, with which I have set you free and set you free so that you may walk a heavenly walk on earth as someone whom I have purchased, someone whom I defend, and someone whom I have freed from every lie that Satan has ever spoken. This is your inheritance, darling, and this is the moment, the precise moment that everything shifts and changes from corruption and the pollution of sin and death into the completeness and fullness of what I pledged by myself to bring you into, says the Father. This is the moment that everything shifts and changes. Currently, the Father is stating that this is merely a test. In the event that this were a genuine emergency, you would be informed of the channel in the kingdom that you need tuned to in order to receive instructions. Trust me, the Father will tell you. Despite the fact that I am not wringing my hands or pacing the throne, I am very concerned about the conditions and predicament that you are in. That sure purpose that I am bringing about in you will not be deterred or derailed by the adversary in any way, shape, or form because I am in complete control of the situation. It was you who inquired, and I listened, declares the Father. You inquired, and did I not assure you that this would bring you complete happiness? You are not going to be rejected, the Father assures you. On this particular day, I hereby proclaim that there will be no delays. To that end, feel free to praise me. If you would, please thank me. For the reason that the words will not resound off the walls of my throne room before the answer arrives and the miracle emerges in your circumstance, since this is the time that I have designated for you to experience it in your life. During the course of your continued walk in faith and trust, you will discover and bear testimony to the fact that my time is perfect. I am always working behind the scenes to bring about my sure purpose in your life, even when it may appear that there are delays or hurdles in your path. I am striving to make sure that you are able to succeed. In times of testing and struggle, your expressions of praise and thankfulness pave the ground for miracles to take place, radically reorienting your circumstances and transforming your grieving into dancing and your anguish into declarations of pleasure. If you put your faith in my unwavering commitment and complete control over every circumstance, you will experience inner calm and a profound sense of assurance over the future. You will no longer have to worry about the negative and destructive things that are going to take away your blessing. I am with you. I am here with you, and I am working to infuse you with my strength and bring about triumph and victory that is unprecedented in comparison to what you have anticipated. When you are confronted with these difficulties or uncertainties, it is important to keep in mind that I am always in control, and that I keep my promises. In order to receive the gifts and marvels that I have in store for you, it is important that you maintain a strong faith and an open heart. Put your faith in me, give me praise, and watch as I bring my word to fruition in your life. I am establishing my paternity in your life, says the Father, and I am doing so today. Not only are you a servant, but you are also my entitled scion, and you are to receive the entirety of my estate. My authority is a signet that you should take upon yourself. The reason that your remarks have weight is not because you have a command of the Bible or an understanding of mystical sayings. Because the angels who are looking after you recognize the unmistakable resemblance of the King in your face, the words that you speak have significant weight in my realm. You are mine, the Father declares to you. I have imprinted my image entirely upon you. This image is part of you, and it is working its way out until my nature and character are the first impression you make on everyone you come in contact with, and it will remain with them for a long time. As Peter was in the past, when his very shadow cured countless people, you will be like him. I will bring you out of the shade and into a substance that you have pleaded with me for, says the Father. I am taking you into this substance. Because you are a child of the kingdom, you are not intended to lead a life that is characterized by mediocrity or merely to exist. Because you are a representation of the King of Kings, you are obligated to walk in authority and power. Your identity is not located in faults or flaws that you have committed in the past, rather, it is found in the DNA of heaven that is infused into your veins. Recognize and accept your actual status as a royal heir, and walk with self-assurance in the awareness that you are a co-heir with Christ. Due to the fact that the Spirit of the living God is within you, the words that you speak have the ability to bring about life and healing. Allow the light of my presence to shine brightly through you, offering hope to those who are in despair and lighting the darkness that surrounds you. As I spend my love and kindness onto you, I invite you to step into the fullness of your inheritance. The good news of the kingdom should no longer be concealed in the shadows, rather, it should be loudly announced. The fact that your narrative is one of redemption and restoration is a demonstration of the power that my love has to change people's lives. This is the time for you, child of the Most High, to rise up and assume your position as a cherished child of the King. Take a step forward with self-assurance and authority, secure in the knowledge that you are rooted in my love and destined for greatness. Take ownership of your genuine self and let the world to see my glory mirrored in the way you live your life. It is time for you to take flight, according to the Father. During this time of year, I have been reducing the burden you carry and expecting a great deal from you. In order to get ready, this is not something to take away. I am not taking anything away from you. Nevertheless, I am getting rid of those things, not only those things, but also those people and relationships that do not align with my plan for your life. In order to fulfill my highest purpose and to bring forth the greatest enjoyment for you, I am working hard. You will find yourself unexpectedly flying in a moment and in a day, ambulating in the domain of my spirit to locations unknown and experiences in my kingdom that await one such as yourself. Make a decision in your heart to give up full cooperation, because in a moment and in a day, you will find yourself airborne. It is important to keep in mind that with great freedom comes great responsibility as you aspire to achieve new heights. The unknown and the difficulties that come along with it should be welcomed with open arms because they are possibilities for personal development and growth. Having faith that I will lead you on this new path and trusting in the plan that I have for you is imperative. In addition to being a symbol of independence and the capacity to triumph over hardship, flying also represents the importance of maintaining a sense of equilibrium and humility. At the same time as you are striving for the stars, you should not let go of your ideals and convictions. It is important to keep in mind that the quality of your success is not determined by how high you fly, but rather by how well you sail the winds of change. While you are expanding your horizons and spreading your wings, it is important to remember to be thankful for the people who have helped you along the way through your journey. Maintain your connections with the people who have played a role in guiding you along your path, and cherish the ties that have brought you to this point in time. During this time of expansion and flight, it is crucial to keep in mind that the journey itself is just as significant as the goal. Take pleasure in the journey, be open to the difficulties that may arise, and have faith that I have a plan for each and every path that I take along the road. Soar, my dear, and allow the wind to carry you to the place where you are meant to be. There are mantles in the room, and one of them has your name sewed into the lining. The Father says today, command your eyes to open and your ears to hear in the world of my spirit. There are mantles in the room. I have designed a destiny for you that will cause demons to shudder and strategies of hell to be vanquished. You have not seen yourself as someone who are capable of walking in office or authority, but I have crafted this destiny for you. As soon as you open your lips, I will come up with ridiculous allegations against the adversary. You will have a ministry that will vindicate those individuals who have been rebuked by the scribes, Pharisees, and lawyers. In order to assist those individuals who have been left bruised and bleeding, you will take them and assist them in regaining their steps toward my goals. The Father warns that you will be subjected to criticism. A statement will be made to you stating that you are interfering with the discipline of the church. In response to this question, you should say, I only do what I see the Father do. I have called you to be a light in the darkness, to speak the truth in a world of lies, and to stand firm in the face of adversity. I have written the timeless expression of my heart in your heart, says the Father. I have written it in your heart. The skeptics and critics who will want to bring you down should not motivate you to be terrified of them. It is important to keep in mind that you are led by a higher purpose, a divine mission that cannot be influenced by the thoughts and feelings of other people. It is important to keep in mind that you are not alone as you follow in my footsteps. You will always be accompanied by my love and counsel, which will set you on the path that leads to justice. It is important that you have faith in my plan for you because I have a purpose for your life that is far greater than anything you could possibly fathom. In a world that is rife with evil and corruption, the role that you play is higher than it has ever been. Do not let the difficulties that you could encounter or the uncertainties that might crop up to discourage you. Always remember to stay loyal to your purpose, and always keep in mind that you are impacting the world in some small way, one step at a time. Always keep in mind what I have said and say to yourself, I only do what I see the Father do. When you are confronted with criticism and when doubts begin to sneak in, believe in the ultimate plan that I have for your life. Maintain your faith and continue to shine brightly in a world that is in desperate need of the light of my love, bearing in mind that no one is disposable. The Father has revealed to you today that I have made the gift of healing available to you. At some point in the future, you will be able to walk in the same fluency in the gift of healing that other people do in the areas of interpretation, prophecy, and speaking in tongues. In addition to the manifestation of spirit, the demonstration of power will also serve to emphasize the giftedness that you possess in relation to my mission. By using your sense of touch, you will be able to discriminate and determine if you are dealing with a spirit of infirmity, a simple deficiency in blood chemistry, or a damaged immune system. In order to recover the victims of AIDS, you will need to lie on your hands. I am giving you the virtue that the woman who had a problem with blood pulled out of me and was made completely whole. I am releasing it to you. To ensure that my resources remain intact within you, it is imperative that you do not permit any form of contamination to come close to the gift that I activate within you on this particular day. I would want to offer you my assistance in making advantage of this gift of healing. There is more to it than only treating physical diseases. It may also be used to heal emotional and spiritual issues. In the future, you will have the ability to reconcile shattered relationships, heal broken hearts, and console those who are in a state of despair. While you are walking in this gift, keep in mind that it is not by your own strength or talent that you are able to do so, but rather through the power of the Holy Spirit operating within you. Maintain your connection to Him by praying and meditating on the words of my word. Let Him direct you in the manner in which you should minister to those who are in need of healing. You should not be hesitant to put your faith into action and pray for those who are ill. You can put your faith in me to deliver the necessary healing, whether it be through the miraculous process of quick healing or through the hands of medical professionals and specialists. My approach is superior to yours, and I have the ability to cure in ways that you might not even be able to comprehend. In the first place, it is essential to keep in mind that the ultimate purpose of healing is to bring glory to my name. Allow your words and actions to direct others' attention to me and the love that I have for them. It is my hope that as you walk in this gift of healing, it will serve as a demonstration of the power and grace that I manifest in your life.